If you ever thought about getting a successful mentor or coach, and you actually want me, Spectacular Smith, to actually coach you and become your mentor, I'm actually so excited about releasing my online school, Spectacular Academy, where I'm actually going to teach you live once a month different skill sets that's actually going to help you change your life for the better. Transformational information that I'm going to give you guys access to. I have a formula to success that every single company that I ever touched turned into gold. And I have over 14 companies, okay? And all of them have the same type of success. So I want to teach you everything that the school system should have taught you. You know, everything that I know and how I built these fast growing companies and these award winning companies, and show you real curriculums that I'm going to break down, and you're going to have access to me. I'm going to be live in the chat rooms. I'm going to be live in the Facebook groups and personal communities that I'm going to give you guys access to of like-minded entrepreneurs. So you're not by yourself on this mission. Not only you have me as a coach and a mentor, but you actually have your peer-to-peer people that's going to push you and root for you on the way to the top. Guys that's on the same exact wavelength that you are on and want the same exact results. Because my game plan is to change the way the school systems teach and teach you the things that need to make an impact in your life. Things that's going to be a high ticket skill that you can use forever, where you don't never have to worry about going broke or not eating at night, because once you learn how to market and brand yourself, then you can eat for a lifetime. You get access to my team and everything. If you want to go to my free training just to get a sample of the things that's going to be in my program, you can actually go to specmentorme.com, or I'm going to put it in the bio. Only take a certain amount of people every single month. So reserve your seat and do not procrastinate, because you might just miss out. Now let's get to the podcast. What's up, everybody? This is Spectacular Smith, and welcome to the Spectacular Experience.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up with you?
How you doing?
Doing good, man. Just at my office. Had to step out the office right quick, jump in the car, and get this interview popping.
Let's get it in, man. Let's get it in. You don't really need no introduction, but I'm going to give you an introduction. Businessman, rapper. The Black Enterprise just labeled you 2020 Innovator of the Year, so congratulations on that. For the people who don't really know your story and your transition into business from being a rapper on the R&B group Pretty Ricky, just fill us in on your transition and how you got started with that.
Transition from music. I mean, music was never really a thing for me by default, and the work ethic and the performing and the songs that we created, things kind of took off. But it was never like something for me to just be like, man, I can't wait to hit the studio. You know, that was never really my thing. I always was a person that loved to entertain. I loved the stage. I loved to perform for the people. And that was always my thing. But ultimately, I was always a businessman from day one. I just never really got an opportunity while doing music to really showcase that, because every time I went to do something entrepreneurial, my father would be like, nah, it's about the music, you know, it's about the music, like get the music right, and then you can, everything else turns into gold, which is BS when you really think about it. You know, I started a jewelry company back then called Spectacular Ice, and I was getting a gang of clientele in just from like a little landing page where pictures rotating, and I was doing people custom jewelry back then. And, you know, that was one of the things my father kind of like put a stop to it, told me stop promoting it, and you know, things like that. So it never really got off the floor for me as an entrepreneur doing Pretty Ricky, because my dad was managing a lot of stuff. And I feel like he really wanted to keep that control, and he wanted to keep me focused on just the music. So I never really got to do any entrepreneur stuff until things got out of hand and went left on us. And we ended up getting into a whole debate with the record label. And once we got into the debate with the record label, we got benched. You know, they made us sit on the bench, and it was like, yo, you know what? Spec, you need to go ahead and Pretty Ricky, you know, we're gonna drop you from the label, and you know, it ain't no Pretty Ricky basically at this point. They locked us out of all our social media channels, and that's how we kind of like fell off. You know, the group split up. My dad didn't handle the money correctly, and the lead singer was like, "I'm out." You know, Pleasure P was like, "I ain't taking this. I'm out. I need my bread."
Right.
And you know, kind of forced me to jumping into the social media space after getting a call from, you know, one of my best friends named Matty J, and he told me that I can actually make money off of tweeting. And that was really from that day forward, I started to really focus and double down on how could I do business and help as many people as possible. I knew the people that was in the music industry, they had a massive following, but they didn't know how to monetize it.
Right.
And here go me, you know, actually making thousands of dollars every single day from social media, creating parody accounts and role playing accounts, fan accounts, and monetizing against the traffic. And that's, as I was doing that, I realized that so many of these artists do all this work. They put all this attention into their craft and they build their fan base, and they don't know how to monetize it. So I feel like that was a huge problem. Any successful business is solving a huge problem, and that was a problem in the industry. They had a massive amount of followers on social media, and they didn't know how to monetize it, turn those followers into dollars. So that's what I decided to do, and I started creating a company that was going to help these different artists do this for themselves. And you know, I've seen guys with hits from 2004 making $20,000 a month. Like, that made me feel good that I was able to do that for them. And you know, taking people from 0 followers to millions of followers for their business, for their story, and getting it out to the masses, it made me feel good. So building a company around that, and now being able to teach others how to do that, you know, with my my online business school called Spectacular Academy, it just makes me feel good.
Now, when everything went sour with you guys, did your dad get behind you and push you with the entrepreneurship? Since you've been kind of knocking on that door, you know, ever since you were younger, but then he was pushing you towards the music. Did he support you on the business?
Me and my dad always had like an awkward relationship, you know, because he's a street dude, and everything with him is like drill sergeant, you know, and he's one of those guys. It's like tough love. I probably hugged my dad. I probably hugged my dad 9 times my whole life. Like, he's one of those, like, suck it up. Like, he's one of those guys. So as I did my journey of my entrepreneurship, we always had that awkward relationship. So it was always conflict there. So we never really got to the point for him to really support me the way he should have, because I kind of went out on my own and just did it by myself. You know, I didn't have no help and no guidance from him. Because it was always like about money with him. Like, every conversation is about Pretty Ricky and, you know, and money and like what he did for me and, you know, what we owe him. And reality is we never really, you know, we don't really owe him anything, right? It's like, it's music. You got paid. You really got paid for everybody. But at the end of the day, like, you know, he's still trying to hold that carrot that we owe him, and it's not true. So
yeah,
so it kind of makes it awkward.
I see you went back and started focusing on your education, like went to school and everything. What made you do that? Because most people think, hey, I'm already famous. You know, I made some money. I got rich friends. I got famous friends. I'm not going to school. What made you think about, like, hey, I need to, you know, sharpen my skills a little bit in terms of my education?
Yeah, it wasn't because I wanted knowledge. I wanted to figure out what they was doing in their system. I wanted to start my own school, so I need to go figure out what's the best of the best doing. So I went and enrolled, and just to figure out what they was doing, how they was doing it, and I got the information I needed so I can take back to my people. It wasn't because I wanted a Harvard education. Like, I wanted to figure out what I can do, what I can take, and what I can mix up in a way where I can dissect it in a way I can deliver it to my people for them to take it in and execute on it. For the people that don't have the finances or the ability to go to an Ivy League school, and I turned, you know, my school into competition for Harvard, you know, because self-education is the evolution of learning, and that's what it is. Self-education is key. So once you realize that, then you're able to get where you need to go in life, because they're not going to teach you that. You know, how can I learn from somebody to have $100 million business if they never had $100 million business? Who's the person who could get me to $100 million business? The person who already had $100 million business. So that's what I decided to do, is to get millionaire mentors to help facilitate the curriculum and be able to deliver it in a way that the people could take it in and execute on it. So it's so
Right.
simple that anybody can really come in and have another successful business. Because
Right.
people don't understand that schools is not really what you think it is. It's overpriced information that's outdated. But nobody talks about that. And whoever talks about it get frowned upon. And why? The reason why is because when we were slaves, we weren't able to get education. So we put a lot of value on it because people wasn't able to get it back in the day. So we exercise that right. But I want people to take it a step further than that and self-educate, right?
Yeah.
Self-educate and learn the things that's going to get you to the goal that you want. Because you got all your years in school and you come back out, you're like, what the hell did I learn? Trigonometry? Like, what part of life I'm going to use that in, right? What part of life am I going to use trigonometry in? Keep it real. Like,
Right.
just real talk. Like, what, and then the history books is all filled with, no black history. Where's the black history? You mean to tell me you don't have to learn about black history, or you're just going to erase it so I don't know anything about it, so I can't see what my greatness could be? Because once you show somebody that you can get there, then all of a sudden it becomes believable again. When Jay-Z hit $1 billion, Kanye West hit $1 billion and tripled it. But before Jay-Z hit $1 billion, what was the billionaires in hip hop? So it's like, it just shows you what's possible. And once you know it's possible, then you're able to get there in a record-breaking time, because now the limitations is gone. The barricades is gone. The invisible barricades is gone. It's missing. Now you get to get where you got to go, because now you realize that, hey, it's not impossible, because everything is impossible until it's possible.
Right. Now, I know a lot of people, like when I was reading your article about the Black Enterprise, they talk about your company Adwazar. So pretty much what you do is manage the social medias or help people grow their channels or whatever. But then I read you had 14 companies, so I'm like, wow, this guy got a lot going on. So talk about some of the other companies that people really don't know in terms of entrepreneurship and just multiple streams of income, because I think we see that now with the coronavirus and everything going on, that you need to have multiple streams of income. You need to learn how to earn money online, learn how to earn money if you do have a job, learn how to have a side business. So what made you want to have that many companies?
Yeah. Well, first of all, my mind goes crazy. My mind goes crazy. Like today, I just came up with another piece of it can be its own company, but I'm gonna merge it inside of my company, Adwazar. And I meditated and really figured out another idea to implement into my business. But my mind goes, man. My mind goes, and the key to having multiple sources of income, and I was just having another interview earlier today, and I was talking about this, but the key to having multiple sources of income is not for you to be the CEO of 100 million companies. You got to have partnerships. Either you have a partnership with somebody that's on the other side, the yin to your yang for your skill set, and you start with them, right? If you're this guy who's outgoing, who can sell, who can market, you need to get somebody who's super structured, who's not big at taking risks, who's a person that's super structured and systematic and have operational skills. That's your complementary partner. That's who you want to partner with, not the same exact person as you. Because guess what? As you're marketing, they're trying to market it, and nobody's handling the business. Nobody's structured. As you want to take all the risks, they don't. You got somebody else want to take even more risks. You ain't got nobody talking you off the ledge. Like, I don't think we should do that. So you need that blend. You need that mix of the right partnership. All right. And then the next thing is investing in other people. Invest. You don't have to be the leadership of everything. You can be the person that invests into a great leadership, to somebody who has the potential to be successful, and you invest. So you take your main thing, you make your main thing, and you take the money from that and you go and invest into these other things that you believe in, the leadership and the management, and how they're facilitating their business. And then that's how you start building, and you get a leadership team. So every company should have a builder and a seller. Right? If you want to have multiple businesses, you want to have more than one business, and you want it to actually run efficiently, then you need to have a builder and a seller. A builder is the person, the systematized person, the person that knows operation, the person that can keep you structured, right? And then you have the person that's going to help you sell and market and brand yourself. right? And you get those two and you can implement those people in each business, you're golden.
Yeah, I watched one of your old interviews and you talked about AdWazar. You help companies monetize when they have 1 million followers. Um,
Yeah.
have you guys created any programs for the everyday person, somebody like me who's looking to grow their social media, who's
Yeah.
trying to get to that 1 million followers?
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what my online business school is about. It's about giving
Okay.
you every single tool and resource you need to have a 7-figure business. You go to school, you ain't getting that. They're gonna hold it back from you, or they just don't know how to give it to you, right?
Right.
Because they don't have enough budget to hire somebody who's a multimillionaire that's willing to come in and teach a curriculum. So what's the next best thing? Put it all in video modules, get the millionaire mentor to commit to a certain amount of time, put it all on video, and now you can learn it at any time you want. Learn at your own pace from anywhere in the world, from your desktop, and be able to create financial freedom for yourself and
Right.
generational wealth. Because
Right.
now you have the information. It's not that you're not capable, you just don't have the information. If I had the right tools and the right information, we'd have way more millionaires in the world that's black.
Right.
But no leader who's black is stepping up and giving this information because they in their own world, which is nothing wrong with that. But you got to have somebody that step up to the plate and say, I got this information. I have access that you don't have, but I'm going to give you the access that you don't have to get where I'm at that you can't get without me or someone like me.
Right. And that's one thing. I went to college. I graduated from college, and when my life started getting a lot better and I started earning a lot more money separate from the job that I accepted when I graduated from college, is when I started doing self-education. So I remember I was talking to a girl I was talking to, and I was like, man, I'm thinking about buying this course. It's like $450. She like, you have to buy a course for $450? And I'm like, yeah. She like, from what college? I'm like, it's a guy online. I was just trying to explain it to her, and she like, that sounds like a scam. That sounds like a ripoff. I wouldn't do that. And then I started thinking about it like, dude, I paid $2,000 for classes in my freshman year in college, and I can't remember nothing that they taught me. Like, I had to take a psychology class, a history class. I don't remember nothing they told me at
Why?
all.
Why? Because they gave you a bag of sand and seashells. What you gonna do with that? You're not gonna retain nothing that you don't need. Your mind is selective. You're gonna only grab to the things that makes an impact to you, and that's gonna actually be something that you can utilize. Why am I retaining all this trash? For what? But you go and you spend $500, but I guarantee you get at least one nugget, 1 or 2 nuggets that you can implement that's going to justify that $500. And to the people, they're so conditioned to go to school, everything other than that is a scam to them. But they're not even looking at their eyes, like right in front of their eyes, to see what's really a scam. How you going to literally teach me something, right, that's evergreen, and things are evolving every day? How the hell? And then how are you going to leave me accountable to pay for something from 4 years ago that I can't even use today? Now, if the school system say, listen, you come to school, you pay me $100,000, and if you can't make this $100,000 back, I'll give you your money back. Now we talking.
Right.
Now we talking. But why schools ain't got a money back guarantee?
At all.
Why? But that's BS though, because think about it. If you believe in your education system that much, and you believe that your information is that good, why you don't have a money back guarantee? But my program can have a money back guarantee, and people would still say certain programs is a scam, even with a money back guarantee.
Right.
They would see somebody doing something that's out of the norm, and since it's out of the norm and it's foreign to them, automatically the red flag go up, and they like, nah, hell no, something fishy about that. That's a scam. But if you really think about it, when you read books, right?
Right.
You get 1 or 2 nuggets, maybe 2 to 3 nuggets out of that book, and it was worth your money. It was worth the knowledge you gained. It's the same thing with programs. You get a program and you could get 1 or 2 things that's going to save you $2,000, $5,000. That's how you justify it. You're like, yo, if I enrolled in this $500 program, am I going to get at least one thing that's going to justify me spending this $500? And the truth is, you got, of course, there's a bunch of BS now. You got to weed through the BS. But even some of the guys who BS, that the gurus who never really had a business but teaching you how to build a business, some of those guys got nuggets. All you need is really 1 or 2 gems to be like, okay, I just made my money back off that one thing. And take it from a person that actually, because I have a program, so I buy programs, right? I want to know, is it good? Like, is my program a good program? Because I want to literally go and watch everybody else's program. I want to watch everybody program and see what are they doing that I'm not. Am I a person that's actually doing the things that I need to do? Is making sure that you're justifying the money that you're actually spending. And by me being a person that buy programs and want to go look at other programs to see what do they have that I don't have, and I'm killing everybody. I'm killing everybody just because I understand everything that's needed. Because I'm a type of person that I came from nothing. I got it from the muscle. I got the book smarts. I got the street smarts. I got school smarts. Like, I tapped in every single market so I can relate in every single way. If I can relate to a street dude and I can connect with them, guess what? I can change his life. If I can talk to a nerd and talk nerd language to him, then I'm able to have that conversation when I can connect with him. Communication is about connecting, right? Emotional intelligence, understanding his point of views and meeting him on his level, and based on his current his past experiences. And if I'm able to do that and talk to somebody who's had a MBA college education and connect with that person too, then I'm able to connect more to more individuals, right? Because people buy from people they trust and who they connect with, right? And if you trust me and you connect with me, right, and you like me, if I have those 3 covered, then I'm able to sell to you. And if I'm not able to sell to you, I'm not able to give you the information that you need to change your life. So I have to sharpen my communication skills as a leader, so I can literally connect with you in a way that you can understand that this is something you need. And once you understand this is something you need, you're going to put action into it. And all of a sudden you start seeing more millionaires. You start seeing more jobs. Because guess what? Once you learn these skills, now you're able to hire more people. Now that your life changed, and not only your life changed, but it's a ripple effect. Now the people that's around you life change. Your family change, then their family changes. And then it's a ripple effect. Now you're able to hire more people. Now the people you're hiring, now they get to support more people. And it's just this whole domino effect. But if nobody is willing to jump into the leadership seat and steer the boat, then everybody's just lost. Everybody's lost depending on the system that's broken, but wondering why nobody's being successful. Think about it. How are you going to continuously do the same thing over and over and over again and think that a different result is going to come at some point in time? How long have we been peacefully protesting? Years. Now watch this. Once all the cultures joined, the white people, the Spanish people, people in Paris, people in freaking Amsterdam, New Zealand, right? And people start breaking shit. People start stealing shit. People start rioting. So now you need everybody. You just don't need the peaceful protesters. You need to mix it up, right? It ain't work with just that one formula. But when you add different things to the formula, then all of a sudden you start seeing Fortune 500 companies posting. Now people are getting fired just because they're racist. Now they implementing things and putting it in place for now to protect the black culture and protect the black people. Why? Because everybody's stepping up to the plate. And you got all these different elements that's getting put together that's making an impact now. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting for a different result. How many times you gonna protest? The shit ain't working. Now, once the white people got involved and they're using their white privilege for their benefit to help bring awareness, now all of a sudden, that's one different component that happened that wasn't there before. Now you're starting to see change, right? Now you're starting to see leaders in these companies, Fortune 500 companies, making a stand. You got guys like Jeff Bezos putting Black Lives Matter on the homepage. Change. The change is happening now. So now you're starting to see it. Why? Because it's a formula. When you start seeing buildings getting burnt up and you start seeing people rioting, looting, and all this, everything mixed together, then all of a sudden change is starting to happen because now we got your attention. But it couldn't just be one person. It couldn't just be one thing. It took those crazy white people to go out and burn shit up. That shit helped. Y'all think it ain't help, but it did help, right? Y'all, the people rioting, looting, and all that, going on the front line and jumping in front of the police, like all that stuff matters. So my point of saying all of this is the same thing with the education system. Same thing with the education system. It's broken. It's broken. You got to do something different. How many people are going to be in all this debt and not even use their college degree? So imagine this. Imagine me go to Walmart, buy a TV. Now follow me on this. I buy a TV. And when I buy that TV, I'm happy to get it. I'm like 70 inch. I feel good. I buy the TV. I invest my money. And after I get the TV, I take it back home. I plug it up. The shit don't even work. And then I take it back to the store and I'm like, yo, I bought this TV and this shit don't work. You say, hey, I don't know what to tell you. You better keep that TV, do something with it. I don't care if it don't work. I don't care if you ain't gonna do nothing with it. You gotta keep that TV. Imagine if every business ran like that, how many businesses would be in distress right now?
Right.
But that's what the college education do to you. You mean to tell me I can't even use this degree and I can't get my money back? I can't even tell you I don't even want to pay no more. How is that fair? If we don't even run businesses like that, why would we run an education system like that? Who's stepping up to say that? Why? Because they have a reason why they're doing that. They want to keep the people down, put them in debt, right? Right now, I don't even hire based on college degrees. I just found out that one of my employees got 2 master's degrees.
So you ain't asked during the interview.
I didn't even care. I didn't even care about the master's degree. Another one of my employees got a digital marketing degree. I didn't even care. I didn't even know they had. I hired them based on them as a person, their ability to learn and their ability to adapt. And they fit my culture, so they got hired. I didn't find out that 5 years later she had 2 masters. So because it don't matter. And then watch this. I'm gonna say this last thing. I'm gonna let you talk because I know you got something to say. But let me say this last thing. When I asked that question, I was literally on with 10 other business owners, with super successful business owners. Super successful. And when I somebody say I'm capping, watch this. Don't play at me. Somebody say I'm capping. Y'all think this is a joke? Listen to this, right? I had 10 business owners on the chat with me, and I asked all the business owners, do you hire based on college education? I literally got 100% no. One person got a $30 million company, another person got a $15 million company, another person got a $10 million company. Everybody on there was like, no. No. So I'm like, yo, it don't mean that. It's all illusion. It's all illusion. Now watch this. Hey, Autumn, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm about to put you on camera too. Get ready. Do you got a degree?
Yes, 3.
Oh, sorry. 3 degrees. Okay. What's your degrees?
I have a bachelor's in internet marketing, a master's in public relations, and a master's in media design.
Okay. And when did I find out that you had
degrees?
Yeah.
After I started working here.
But when? How long? How long ago?
Probably like recent.
Okay. How long you been working for me?
Almost 5 years.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. I was just trying to make a point right quick. I mean, I seen Cap in the comment box. I just wanted to make sure, Spec ain't capping. But I'm trying to explain this to you. And like, this is my office. Like, this is not some, Spec is Henderson. Like, this is a whole, this is a whole situation. You can see, yeah. Yeah, that's one right there. And we just won another award too.
Yeah, the Black Enterprise, right?
You can see it right here. What that say? What that say? Yeah, said loud and proud. Yeah, let's go. But yeah, so I was just trying to make a quick little point. That's all. There's no Capitan over here. But I'm just trying to explain to you, it don't matter. So we just got to be able to understand that so we can take action that's needed. Because if we want generational wealth and we want financial freedom, we got to do something about it. We can't continuously do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting for a different result. It's not going to magically change. The school system is broken, so you got to be willing to do something about it. Because if not, it's never going to change for you. We're going to have all these people in poverty, all these people living check to check. But everybody got something in them that God put in them that they didn't put in the next person. That you can turn that into a business or a passion and live into your full potential.
I think that's real. That's very true, because I got a friend down here in Atlanta, and she got her master's degree, and her parents are trying to talk her into staying in her job. She got a new opportunity. She wanted to transition into like journalism and media. She got a good opportunity, but she got her degree in something else. And they're like, well, you're not going to be using your degree, and we paid all this money, so we don't support you in going into that new industry and that new field. And she was talking to me about it, and I'm just like, well, if you got the skill set in this one field, but you got a degree in one field, don't nobody care if you got the degree, if you got the skill set. If you can't do the job, just because you got a piece of paper, like, that doesn't matter. You're supposed to get the degree so you can prove that you can do the skill set. But if you can't do that skill set and you got a different skill set that is going to give you opportunity in another field, why not just go into that other field? Like, college was really, for me, networking. I meet a lot of people, and I'm from the hood. I'm from Detroit. So, I got out of the hood. So that's really why I went to college. Like, I used to read books, entrepreneurial books. You see, I'm sitting behind a bookshelf right now. All I do is read, do courses, things like that. So self-education for me is what taught me the skills that I have. So that, yeah. I mean, if you go to college, obviously you want to go to college, but if you don't, that's not going to college is not a write-off. It's not like going to college is going to guarantee you're going to be successful. I feel like the person who's going to be successful is going to be successful with or without, a formal education, because they're into self-education.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, even if you go to college, like, do your thing, right? Do your thing, go to college, but don't stop there. I tell my son, because my son want to go to college. All this I preach, he still want to go to college. I say, all right, cool. But if you go to college, right, do not stop there. Don't wait for somebody to teach you some shit. Go out and do your homework. In order to master any craft, you got to put at least 10,000 hours in. You mean to tell me you're going to spend 10,000 hours in class? It don't work like that. You have to put in the work outside of class. You got to put in the work outside of you just doing your everyday life. People wonder why where they at in life right now. It's because as soon as you go home, you watching TV all day.
Right.
I don't even have, my TV is literally on my wall just because it looked dumb without having a TV there. But I have a whiteboard. And I have a 7-foot whiteboard in front of my TV. And I wish I was home because somebody going to say cap and then I got to drive home. But the point I'm making is you got to be able to put in that extra effort. Once you put in that extra effort, then you start seeing the things you start seeing the results that you never thought was possible, because you're pushing yourself to limits. It's no limitations. Right. I'm no different than nobody on here. Trust me. The only difference between me and a lot of people is that, one, I don't take no for an answer. Two, I help people and in return they help me back. Three, I self-educate. Four, I go hard. That's literally the only thing I do. And I have integrity. Because I know someone will come bite me in my ass later on because this world is too small. You can do one article on somebody and just fuck their whole life up. If you go scamming people, doing certain things like that, it could really mess you up. So you got to make sure you really living in the right mind frame when it comes to doing right by others. Yeah. If you on that get rich quick stuff and get over on people thinking that it ain't gonna come back around, oh, trust me, it comes back around, and it comes back around 360, and you'll be surprised how much money never even make it in your pocket because that person asked about you or said your name to somebody and they shut it down based on their previous experience with you. And all of a sudden, you ain't get that money. You thought you got over. You ran off on $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, maybe $350,000, right? And then you end up losing that money in the long run just because people know now. So now somebody who would have did business with you is not doing business with you no more because now they know of that situation, and now they don't want to put themselves in that situation. So now, even if it's true, if it's not true, you don't want to put yourself in that predicament because now people are like, nah, I ain't trying to deal with that.
Right. Now, when I posted you up and said you was gonna be on live with us, it was a couple people in the comments that was like, "Yeah, I took his free master class. It was great." Now, is the master class the same as Spectacular Academy, or is that different?
Yeah, so the master class is really just like, it's like a commercial, right? I give you, I tell you my story. I tell you, just because so many people, like, it's different now. Before it wasn't like it was, but if you hear Spectacular from Pretty Ricky, what are you thinking? Just keep it real with me.
Right, you gonna
Before you
think
did your homework on me or whatever, or what, because you reached out to me for this interview. But if you heard
right.
Spectacular from Pretty Ricky, what you thinking?
I would have been thinking like, oh, they going on tour, or music. They got a new single, something like
Right.
that.
So if I told you I can help you make $1 million or 6 figures, what would you, Spectacular from Pretty Ricky, how would you feel?
I'd be like, well, I'm not really in the music industry, so how you gonna do that?
In business. All right. Well, I'm going to show you how to make $1 million or 6 figures in business. Spectacular from Pretty Ricky.
I'll be like, okay, you got to show me, like, you got to convince me, you got to show me your work, because I know you can do X, Y, Z, but now we in a different. Well, I mean, music and business, the music business, but we're talking about branding and marketing and growing and sales and all that. So I
Right.
will see
Right.
your work.
So now the real answer is, because you gave me a little sugar on that. The real answer is get the hell out of here. Spec from Pretty Ricky, the dude with the red drawers, like the dude humping on stuff with his shirt off, like licking his lips. Him, man, get out of here. If you get out of my face with that. I ain't going no damn training he got going on. But now, once you come to the training and I show you, like, listen, this where I came from, this what I'm doing now, right? And these are my awards. Here's some stuff that I can teach you. And then I can present what I have going on. If you want to dig deeper into this, then you can jump into my online business school. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta paint the picture, because if not, Harvard don't have a training for you. You just know Harvard and you want to go sign up like
Right,
anybody else.
right,
I didn't build my business. I didn't get there yet. Right. Keyword yet. Right. I'm already at 2,000 students within a year and a half or so. I'm over
right,
2,000 students. Right. And I'm about to bring it to every freaking school out there. I'm going to change the way people educate themselves. But in order for me to show somebody that I'm worthy of you investing in my program with all this noise out there, I got to literally have some type of presentation that's captivating to you to make you want to invest with me. So
right,
I do the training, then at the end of the training, I talk about my program. And if you want to take another step forward and you feel like I'm credible enough to be your mentor, to coach you, to let you tap into my entrepreneur, millionaire friends and people that's going to teach you the game that the school teachers system's not teaching you, that people that are not actually going to YouTube for this, people not reading this in the books, people are not going to Google for this stuff, YouTube, none of that stuff, then
right,
you're able to come in and learn some stuff that the wealthy is teaching their kids, that the wealthy is sharing with their friends, that they not giving to us. But I'm in those rooms. I have a billionaire mentor.
right,
I'm at the awards for the fastest growing companies in America, and there's only me and one other black guy there. But it's 5,000 companies.
right,
So now it's my job and my obligation, instead of 2 black people there, 4 black people there.
right,
And then from that 4 black people, then we get to 8 black people. Then we get to 100 black people. Then we get to 1,000 black people. And everybody got fast growing companies. But if nobody's sharing the knowledge, then how we going to get to where we got to go? We too busy putting everybody, funneling everybody through a school system that's broken. So how we going to get there? And the wealthy is actually putting their friends on and their kids on and bringing them up. I can't talk to everybody one-on-one. But what I can do is I can put it in a school format and run everybody through the program. So whoever's serious is going to be the successful ones. Whoever not serious, they have a community, and then that's just that. So at least you can be a better person, get motivated, and you get people that surround you that's actually going to push you and motivate you, people that think like you, act like you, because people don't know how to get around these type of individuals. But with the program, it gives you that opportunity to be around other successful people. They say if you're around 4 successful people, you'll become the 5th.
right,
A matter of fact, let me say it the correct way. If you're around 4 millionaires, you become the 5th. Right? They say, if you show me your friends and I can predict your future.
Right.
Now, how real is that? Show me your friends, and I'm going to add to it. Show me your friends in the books you're reading and I'll show you your future.
Right.
And now it's even on another level. Show me your friends, the programs you're taking, and the books you're reading, and I'll tell you your future.
100%. I agree. Because, I mean, every level of my life when I, had to upgrade my life, I had to lose a friend or two because they was not in that reference group that I wanted to represent. I felt like, okay, I'm going in this level. I'm reading books or I'm talking about this. I'm joining this program. And this person, they're kind of talking me out of it. Because if you start sharing your dreams, you start sharing your dreams with enough people or just your friends, some people are going to try to talk you out of it and be like, dude, you about to spend that money on that? Or like, what are you talking about? It's Saturday night. We about to go do this or that. And I didn't have that type of relationship with people. Sometimes you got to let it go.
Man, the quicker you can get your dreams, a big dream shut down, is tell it to a small-minded person. That's what it is. And that they not on your same wavelength. That's why you got to surround yourself around the right people. If not, they're going to bring you down instead of uplifting. They're going to get you into some shit that you ain't even supposed to be in the middle of. Just because they have that type of energy. Because energy is not given to nobody. It's transferable. Energy is transferable. So whatever that person's energy is, it transferred to the next person. So if you got somebody with negative energy or just a pessimistic person, then guess what? Subconsciously, you become that. No matter what you say. No matter what you say, you're around enough game bangers, you're going to become a game banger at some point. Or you're going to get in the middle of something. If you're around enough intelligent people, at some point, you're going to catch on. You're going to end up being intelligent. You're going to end up wanting more for yourself. Somebody said something to me the other day. They say they go out. Dang, what's the name of it? It's a name for it, but basically visually shopping, right? Visually shopping on the things that they want.
Like window shopping?
It's like window. It's a name for it, man. I can't even remember who said this, bro. But I got to find out who said and find what the name is. But basically, he visualized. He go out and say what he want. Like he go out and drive around to go see things that he want and say, oh, I want that. I want this. I want that. This is going to be mine. That's going to be mine. And he go and visually go and shop.
Right.
And I was like, that sounds like something. Like I call it window shopping, but you're saying like you're putting it in your mind that this is no limitations. You're making sure your mind understands that it's no limitations. This is what I'm going to have. I just don't have it yet, but it's coming. I just don't know how fast I'm going to get it. So it's either it's going to be accelerated or it's just going to be at a great pace, but I'm going to end up with it. And I know I'm going to end up with it. But the people that don't believe that theory, you end up focusing on their focus. Their beliefs become your beliefs now. Their limitations become your limitations because they talked you into those limitations. But you know for a fact and for sure that I can do better. But if somebody is constantly telling you you can't, then at some point in time, if you're not strong-minded enough, you're going to believe you can't. You're going to think they're telling the truth.
Right.
It's equivalent to like two families. I think it was a study. You had two kids. One kid was a person that his mom told him he was bad his whole life. He wasn't going to be shit. And then the other kid, they told him, like, you can do anything you want. Inspired him, motivate him. You got it. Get up, shake it off. You can do this. One person becomes a thug. The next person become a Fortune 500 CEO. That's why they teach your kids not to say that you bad. Tell them that they made bad decisions. That's a bad choice. I mean, that's not a good choice. Remove the bad word. That's not a great choice you just made. Not saying, oh, you bad. You a badass kid. You just bad as hell. No, you're making you're making wrong decisions. That wasn't a good decision.
Right.
And the same thing for people. It goes the same thing for adults. You got to motivate people. You got to put them in a mindset that they understand that is no limitations. And then they're able to get where they got to go because they got that support system. You can't sit on the chair without 4 legs. You need support. Same thing. Everybody needs support. You give somebody support, they're able to stand on whatever they want to stand on because they got a foundation.
One thing you talked about that was really important was like exposure, going out and visualizing and seeing what's possible. When I first graduated from college, I had a job working at a mortgage company, and the vice president invited me out to an event. I didn't know where the event was, where it was going to be. And they sent me on a private jet and it blew my mind. It blew my mind. We flew from Detroit to Cleveland in 17 minutes, and then we went to the Cavaliers game, sitting courtside, and I was like, this is really possible. like I'm doing all this trying to save money, going to college, you know. I'm like, it's people out here really living like this. And they work at the same job I work. They live in the same neighborhoods. Like, I really need to get myself together. And that's when I started really like, okay, I invested in my education with college, but I really need to sharpen my skills and invest in myself. So like now self-education. So that's when I started back, you know, reading books, taking courses, just doing that type of stuff, trying to go to networking events, just trying to get around better people, because I saw how that exposure, private jet, sitting courtside, all that, it may seem shallow, but that exposure really helped me out, man, and really opened my mind up to what is possible for me.
Yes, you have to. You have to. Like I used to take my son and drive him around, and just like before I had what I had, and I used to go and show him like, hey, we gonna have that. You know, go take him to the suburbs. Look at some houses, drive around, look at it. This can be yours if you put enough work in.
Right.
You do what you got to do. You educate yourself. You help enough people, you'll get what you want. You make enough people rich, you'll become rich. It's just what it is. So don't focus on yourself, focus on others, and that would in return help you focus on yourself. Because they're going to lead you in the right directions. You want the right person who got the GPS to success, who already where you want to be. And he's going to give you the address. So all you got to do is type it in, get in your car, and just drive to all the directions he tell you to go, so you end up the way he at.
Right.
That's simple.
Right. Now, you seem like you always ahead of the curve when it comes to like business and what's going to be the next hot thing. Like with social media, before everybody knew it was a business, they were just on there, just, you know, fooling around, tweeting, like you said. What do you think is the next thing that, you know, you're looking at, or something that you know, a place where you want to take your company to in the next few years? What, like, technology that you are evaluating, or something that, you know, you and your team have been looking at?
So many things, man, that we're doing right now. It's such a need for my people, and the access that we have, and not only to capital, but to knowledge and tools and resources. I'm focused on that. I'm going for, like, it's to the point where I'm even replacing myself in a lot of my roles, and I'm hiring people to take my leadership role, and just stepping above the business so they can run the day to day, so I can focus on that. Because that's what's needed. It's not about me at this point no more. I got everything that I want. I got everything I need. Like, how many successful businesses I'm gonna have? Like you know what I'm saying? like how many multi-million-dollar businesses I'm gonna have? Like at this point, who cares? You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I could think of something else and make it blow up. I just started another one of my companies, and like, it's only been like a year and a half, and we're doing 1.2 in a month. I just started the company. So like, but that's great. But how can I teach somebody else how to make $1.2 million in a month? Now that's where it's at. It ain't about me. I could do this all day. I could do this in my sleep. You give me a business, I get that thing on fire I give it 3 months. 3 months.
Right.
3 months. And guess what? That business, that 1.2 million is 90% profit. But how can I do that for others now?
Right.
That's cool. Now watch, when I come on here and I get to say, hey, one of my students is making $1.2 million. Now, how good that feel? You know what I'm saying? Now that's like, yeah, what's up now? You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a difference.
Yeah, and that's more impactful. It's like, yeah, we know, okay, Spec, he making his money, he famous, we know he making money. But if somebody that signed up actually went to the course, signed up, and then they got a program and they making money, now it's like, hold on, because that person, he's not famous, right? This person is just like me, with a business trying to get it started, trying to take it off, and now they're making good money. Now they tripled their social media or whatever they wanted to do. I think that is more impactful. That would sell me if I came to you and said, okay, you making 1 million, you making 2 million, you making 10 million, I kind of expect that. And now you're saying, well, the 10 people in my office that I hired 5 years ago who just submitted their resume, now they making money. Okay, I want to talk to them now. I want to listen to what they got going on because they're just like me. They're not famous. They don't have no type of advantage that I didn't have. So now I think that is more impactful, man. It's when it comes to me, when I'm evaluating if I'm invested in a program or if I'm investing my time in anything, I want to know what other people are benefiting, because if one person is only benefiting, then it's not really a business because it's not impacting others. That's how I look at it.
And you know the crazy part is, it's messed up, but I really don't care, because people would think that since I'm a celebrity, business is easier for me, but that's not the case. When I first started, I had to put a white man as my CEO because nobody would take me serious.
Wow.
I was Spectacular from Pretty Ricky. You finna do what? Man, you don't get out of here, bro. Nobody took me serious. They'll take my meeting, sit down with me, and nothing to come out of it.
Wow.
So I was wasting my time. I had to put myself as the strategic partnerships on my own company. I would meet up with these people and nobody would take me serious. I would literally go and come with money in my hand, and they would still tell me that it wasn't good enough. I would literally come and say, listen, not only I'm going to come with money in my hand, but I'm going to guarantee you every single month of what I'm going to make you. They still ain't go with me.
Wow.
I'm like, what I gotta disappear? What I gotta do? So people think that, oh, respect for print. Nah, hell no. It wasn't until like I started getting Forbes and I started winning these awards. And once I started, now I got their attention.
Right.
Now I got your attention, because before you took me for a joke. But once you see me on Forbes and you see me as one of the fastest growing companies in America out of 18 million companies, now you see me with the best probably owned companies in America for the most innovation, the adaptability, and all the things that come with winning an Entrepreneur 360 award out of 18 million companies, and they only make 360 of the companies in the world.
Right.
I made the list twice. Back to back, 2019, 2018, 2017, the fastest growing companies in America. Make on Forbes in 2016. And it took all that.
You had to put a regular person in front of these people.
I literally Googled this man.
The same results, a regular person, put them in there and they say, yeah, let's go. But the same results in Spectacular, the rapper, who's now a businessman, they say no go.
No go. They went with the white man button up with the suit and tie.
You know what's crazy about that?
If I'm lying, I'm flying. If I'm lying, I'm dying right now. I could die right now. And some of these same guys that's like this right now, it's the main dudes who ain't go with me. Black Lives Matter, all these, y'all know what I'm talking about too. All these dudes that's pro-black and all this, doing interviews and like went with the white man. Went with and I was delivering better results, and they still went with him just because he had a suit and tie on. You know what I'm saying? So
you know what I think?
People think that.
We condition.
Go ahead.
I think and it's not even a race thing. This is just like people are conditioned that you got a suit and tie, you went to college, and you buttoned up.
It's a race thing, bro. Stop it. Listen, I'm gonna be 100 with you. If I was the same white guy, right? If I was a white guy with a white guy delivering the same exact results, I would have got the job. It would have been a no-brainer.
So the people who were turning you down, like, no, you Spectac from Pretty Ricky, were black people?
The same people who's front of Black Lives Matter, it's all about the black people, are the main people who shot me down. And now ain't the time to air nobody out. right? Because I don't want to be,
Right, right, right,
already
right,
got
right, right.
distracted everybody, and I kind of felt bad about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to just keep my mouth closed, but I don't say a lot of stuff. I don't talk about a lot of stuff that happened because I just keep it pushing and I work on my success. You only like a lot of stuff happened to me. It'd be like this stuff is like 4 or 5 years ago that I'm talking about right now. And it's
Right.
huge. Like I was giving somebody 150 grand and he told me it wasn't enough money. But then went took less money from the white man and then got robbed. He literally got robbed. It was a lawsuit from the guy who he went with, the company he went with, robbed him out of the money and ain't pay him. And I went back to him and his brother said to me, like, I told him he should have went with you. I told him. And I'm like, yo, the company went bankrupt because they robbed everybody. And they robbed all the people that I sat down with. And what's the irony of that?
Well, we talked about earlier karma, right? When you make bad decisions, it come right back to you in full circle. We get Instagram is telling us we got 2 more minutes, man. I want to just say thanks, man, for impacting the culture. We don't see this. We don't see this at all. Like somebody who came up and all we saw as a rapper and now is really, impacting us in the business realm. And in a minute, man, people gonna forget like, oh, Spectacular rapper. They're gonna be thinking like Spectacular, the CEO, the businessman. People are not, especially young people, they're gonna be looking at you as a businessman, and that's really impactful because business is forever, man. Like business is gonna live forever. Something you can pass on to your kids. So I really appreciate you spending this time with me, my community, and just sharing this with everybody. Let me know anything I can do. I promote your stuff. Whatever I can do, man, to help you out, because that's the reason I started this page, is to promote Black wealth, Black success, in our community, and just normalize it. I want it to be normal that, people, whatever they start out at, no matter how you start, you can always be an entrepreneur and a businessman or a businesswoman, and you can really, become a millionaire. It's not foreign to, our community. So that's why I started it, and I appreciate you.
Hey, man, it's all love, man. You reached out, we here, and it's all about giving back, spreading as much knowledge as possible, bringing as much awareness, and that's it, man. If I got a training today, if you guys want to check it out, click the link in my bio. I am Spectacular on Instagram. Let's get it popping. Peace.
Yes, sir. Thanks, man.